Welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to have the final tasting of my Rye IPA batch 4. This is a small batch, 1.25 gallons going into the carboy. I'm not going to go over the grain bill for the hops. Now this is where it really changes from the other ones. 1 hour boil, 0.28 ounces of Motueka at 60, 0.28 ounces of Chinook at 5, 0.28 ounces of Motueka at 5 minutes, USO 5. Then for the dry hop, 0.24 ounces of Motueka, 0.12 ounces of Chinook and Citra. Now this was bottled on 420, 8.46 ABV, so double Rye IPA. Good hiss, good smoke. There is a lot of condensation. I do have 7 of these that I'm doing today. Yeah, we're going to have a head. So I take all of them out at the same time, so they're kind of the same temperature. Obviously, the one I open up first, because it's going to let more air in, is going to get a little warmer than the others. Lots of carbonation in this one. Now, Beer 2 also had like the same carbonation, and the only difference really is the wheat to caramel in there. So I'm not sure why higher ABV to me would mean that there's less sugar in there. So you would think the higher the ABV, the harder it would be to sugar or to carbonate, because the drops, I use 7 of the small pearl drops. So if there's less sugar, there's going to be something in there. You're adding 7 of those carbonation tablets in there, so you would think that a higher ABV beer would be harder to carb because there's not as much sugar. The higher the ABV, usually the more sugar you're taking out of it, so the drier it's going to be. So even though you're adding those small pearls in there, there's not going to be a lot of sugar in the beer, so the yeast are just going to eat those drops. Where if you're at a lower ABV, there's going to be more sugar, you're adding more drops, so you would think those would be overcarbed. That's how I think of it. So leave a comment down below if you think I'm wrong. Nice white, fluffy head on there, about a finger of head, small and medium bubbles. This one's a little darker yellow-orange in color than beer number 3. I've got them sitting over there. Good carb level, lots of bubbles coming up from the etch in there. Yeah, nice color. Let's go ahead and smell. A little sweeter fruity citrus, but that citrus sticks out a little bit more. A little bit of weediness in there. And that's about it. It's kind of funny that I'm guessing it's the Motueka. Maybe that's adding a little bit of the citrus, then the Citra is adding the fruitiness, and it's coming out just a little bit more in there. The Chinook could be adding the citrus too. Whoa, got it up my nose that time. It's definitely like maybe a sweet bread rye. Like you get that sweet fruity citrus, but then there is some like bready rye in there. Yeah, it definitely has a different smell than all the other ones. Now the Motueka, this is the first one that I've for the Rye IPAs that I used it in, so that Motueka has to be the one dealing more that different smell in there. But let's go ahead and taste. Thinner body, like way thinner than the other ones. A good amount of bitterness, a little rye, a little sweetness, a little citrus, a little fruitiness. there's almost, there's like a candied something in the back. But it's weird because the bitterness isn't that big. There is some in there. It's smoother, it's lighter. This is, I wouldn't, it doesn't taste like a double IPA. I would say it's more in that lower IPA range, even though the ABV's high. Like, this is kind of what I think the body should be if you've got a higher ABV beer, kind of. I mean, most of the time you're going to have a medium bodied one, but you're going to get more of that like syrupy sweet malt, and you're not getting it in here. Melon? Is it like a sweeter melon in back? I think it's melon. Because it seems like that Huel melon, I did at least one smash beer on that. And that's kind of the melon quality that had. Now, obviously, this isn't a smash, so there's more flavors going on. But yeah, in the back, with that bitterness, it's a sweeter melon bitterness in there. I do get some toasted bread up front. I don't know if that's just from warming up, especially in the aftertaste now. More of a sweeter bread, but 4.5 months old, I could see that coming out. I'm not sure what to think about this one. It's okay. I don't think the body's right. It needs a thicker body. So the wheat malt, the white wheat, is not helping with the body on this one, but it's also not really coming out, I guess now, like it was in the third one. So I'm guessing that Motueka is covering it up. Could be wrong. But it's the same grain bill as the last one, and you got the wheat from that. So maybe that Motueka is just a little bit overpowering and is taking that wheat out, where the other hops can't overpower the wheat. Yeah, this one's okay. I'm not sure what to think about it. I'm not sure if I like that little bit of rye bitterness with that sweeter melon in there. It's just different. But yeah, I don't think I would make this one again. But we'll see. I'll have a side-by-side of all of them once I'm done. So if you enjoyed this video, check some more out over here. And until next time, happy brewing.